Hey folks, I'm Haley, and today I feel like going thrifting. It's been a few months since I've done a thrifting video, so I think that means that we're due. Plan today, we're going to go to a couple different stores. I'm not really sure how many. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling and how much I want to eat lunch by the time I get done. I'm also going to include some footage from various other thrift trips that I've done that I didn't really film fully since the last video that I did, which I believe was in August. And then I'll show you what I got. Hopefully, today, fingers crossed, I can find some black shorts. I don't know. We'll see. Starting off with a little bit of a wild card. I have been here before. It's been a while. I'm not really sure what to expect.
This puffer vest was very tempting, but if I'm being honest, I am not sure that I'm really a puffer vest kind of person. This suit set was kind of cool with this shimmery fabric. Not something I need, but fun to see. Do I need fruits that have faces? Well, of course not. But just look how happy they are. I am not immune to an army jacket. But I did remember how many jackets and sweaters that I have at home that I can't wear for most of the year because I live in Texas and it's hot for most of the year. This button-up is very much giving elementary school librarian. I'm into it. Look at how cute this tea house teapot thing is. It doesn't fit my vibe. Someone else, though, is going to be very excited to have found it. It's always fun to find some stained glass stuff. Big fan of this welcome sign, duck, goose, whatever it is. It's cute. Bunny on a tricycle. You know, it actually kind of matches the welcome duck sign. I think this is one of those tabletop water fountains. I haven't seen one of those in a while, now that I think about it. We had one growing up. There's probably a reason I haven't seen one in a while. Sometimes you need a fish-shaped platter. I mean, I don't, but I guess someone probably does. This had a Yankee Candle label on it. I'm not really sure what it would be used for. Maybe it's some kind of, like, tea light holder or something. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But whatever it is pretty.
Now it's time for store number 2, after I finish my emotional support smoothie.
Not gonna lie, I was very tempted by this bag. I don't need it, but it was a nice bag. This quarter zip I got for Ryan because he recently donated all of his sweaters because he didn't like how they fit. Spoiler alert, he also didn't like how this one fit, but it was $6, so it is what it is. Something about this top was speaking to me. It's not something I would wear, but it's cute. This white ruffle top was also cute, but unfortunately it is one of those fabrics where, because it is white, it is vaguely see-through. I liked this black puffy sleeve top on the hanger, and then I tried it on, and I just didn't like it as much. The sleeves are fun, but the elastic on the bottom just wasn't working for me. It's a shame. I wanted to like it. I do kind of love the pattern on this skirt. I think it's a skirt. It might be shorts. I don't remember. I don't need another jacket. I don't need another jacket. It's so nice. It's so good. But I live in Texas. I don't need another jacket. These two items were on opposite sides of the shelf. Of course, I had to set them next to each other, because they obviously go together. Recently, my sister-in-law and I took our first trip to the Goodwill bins. I didn't film any of it. I meant to film it. Didn't film it. It was kind of busy in there. Vibe was weird. Vibe was great. Vibe was weird for filming. So I didn't film. But it was fun. So if you have been thinking about going to the bins, take this as your sign to give it a try. This framed piece of lace was very pretty. Doesn't really go with what I have going on in my office, my space, etc. But someone who wants to decorate their house in grandma core is going to be very pleased with this find. I'm not sure I've ever seen faux flowers that look quite like this. They were almost kind of rubbery. I'm not really sure what they were made out of. Here we have a farmer pencil figure. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe you put the eraser end of your pencil in the bottom of the milk pail. Whatever it is, you are encouraged to collect them all. I let this one stay at the store. Ooh, shiny. I almost bought the one on the left for Phoenix, because this trip was before we went to Renfest, but I wasn't in love with how it was tarnished at the top, so I didn't. Next up, we have this extremely specific and extremely detailed San Antonio-themed snow globe. I don't live in San Antonio, so I'm not really sure how it ended up here. It does also play music, which is cool. These boots were fun. They're not quite my style, but they did remind me a little bit of my best friend. Hi, Liz. These boots, however, were very much my style, and also my size, which is arguably more important. On the trend of strange dishes, we have this burger-themed chip tray, veggie tray, whatever you want to use it for, I guess. I think the top bun comes off so you can fill the burger with dip, which is not a phrase I expected to hear myself saying.
As far as what I got today, the list is rather short. Ended up getting this jacket from Ryan. He hasn't tried it on yet. I'll put a message on the screen if he likes it, because by the time I edit this, he will have tried it on. The other thing that I got today has a story on it. The second thrift store that I was at, the ladies in the back were managing donations, pricing things, stuff like that. And one of them picks up this. And she goes, as I'm just browsing the racks at this point. And she goes, well, the tag is right here. So this has got to be the neck. Then there's only 2 holes. So there's just one armhole? What's going on here? And she's looking at this and trying to figure it out for probably 5 minutes. So at some point I go over there and I'm kind of talking to them. And I was like, oh yeah, there's always something weird, isn't there? And she goes, well, we couldn't figure it out. But if you can figure it out, you want to try and figure it out? And I said, sure, yeah, I'll try and figure it out. So I look at the tag, and the tag says, shawl dolls. So I looked that up, and they make apparently convertible, shawl, sweater, cardigan things. This is what I came up with in the store. At which point they said, well, you figured it out. Do you want it? You've earned it. We couldn't figure it out. Which means that if we put it on the shelf, the people that are trying to buy it probably also won't be able to figure it out. And I said, sure, I'll take it. And then I looked up the video when I got home of there's about 10 different ways that they have figured out how to style this. The people that made this or whatever. This isn't one of them. I'll show you some pictures of some of the other ways. So yeah, now I own my very own Thneed. And it was free. That was all that I ended up with today. At the bins when I went with my sister-in-law, I ended up with a blue button-down overshirt. It's kind of loud. I didn't realize that it was loud. Not loud in print, but actually loud in volume when I wear it. I didn't realize that it was loud when I got it at the bins. I don't know how much wear I'm going to get out of this. The other thing that I got at the bins that I'm very excited about is this cashmere sweater. Because the bins is a pay by weight, this was $1. There was 2. Shannon got the other one. But yeah, cashmere sweater. So if you were considering going to the bins, that's your sign. And finally, some other just random miscellaneous trips that I did. I ended up with these boots. They replaced a pair of my old boots that just aren't quite the same style. They're a little bit less my style. But these, very much my style. Of course, I had to buy the San Antonio snow globe for Ryan's dad because he's obsessed with San Antonio. And I also bought the Reese's mug for my own dad. He likes Reese's. Then I can have a mug to use when I go to their house because I don't like any of their mugs. You know how it is. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. I'll see you next week. Bye. This is what I came with.